Hello and welcome back! I am Lord Revonworc. This is Crusader Kings II, the Jewish Aztecs. The last few episodes I've been acting rather pessimistic through them, and that's probably impacted the quality of the series in a negative way, and for that I would like to apologize to you guys. And I'm going to try to end that now. See, I've done a lot of good hard thinking, and I've been trying to devise strategies for how to deal with all these rebels that I need to fight. And as far as the Fraticellis go, and some of you might not necessarily like this, I certainly don't, but see, I sort of have this thing where I hate to lose. Mentally, I have, I guess, the emotional equivalent of a gag reflex at the thought of losing something, but the way my war in Scotland is going right now, at this point, I think it's better to just cut our losses and walk away from the whole war. I mean, we have enough war score with the Scots that he would easily jump at white peace, and all that would cost is some prestige, which is unfortunate but not a huge loss. And I'm only saying this because with the Fraticellis doing what they are, this entire war zone has become a geopolitical quagmire of a Vietnamese variety. This is my Vietnam. And to be honest, sure, we could wait around for the Fraticellis to siege up enough of the Kingdom of Scotland that they can peace out at 100%, because that's the only thing that the Scots are going to accept, even though really they should have peaced out the moment they got control of a single province. I'm serious, because there's no way they can beat them, and each successive province that they get a hold of is just going to be another province that the King of Scotland loses, which will include his capital. Now, as we saw during the Coronian series, when a king loses his only county, his title is disbanded, and any successant wars going on end. So while theoretically I could just wait around for the Fraticellis to take what they want and leave me with the table scraps, even if there's something left over, my invasion war would probably be over, in which point I'd need to start a new invasion war with the leftovers anyways. Furthermore, look at the war score. It's 55%. It's nowhere near complete. He probably needs to occupy every single province in Scotland to get 100%, and when that happens, there won't be any Scotland anymore, just Fraticelli land. As you can see, I've put a ton of thought into this, and all that thought is saying only one thing: end the war with Scotland. Now, that being said, well, I can just walk away from Scotland and ignore the Fraticellis until they manage to seize control of the kingdom, at which point they will be a legitimate problem, because they'll almost certainly try to holy war me. But still, we can walk away and just ignore them. However, there are some enemies here that we cannot. And we need to fight them, or else we're going to lose everything. And the only way that we can fight them Okay, so you can make it to Lothian, right? We can get an extra 48 troops. Anyone else that we can raise? No. So we can add an extra 48 troops to the army, but we absolutely need these mercenaries, and we need them to be at full strength. They've taken casualties, I don't know from where, but before we hire them, we need them to reach full strength. So, my plan here is end the war with the Scots, right? Then wait while we raise more troops, because we need to gather more troops from my personal domain before we can attack these guys anyways. We don't quite have enough to fight that army. We will soon. We just need to wait a few more months for more troops to be trained, and long enough for these casualties in the Irish band to replenish, and hopefully the Irish band doesn't get hired before them. I mean, they must have been hired by someone who then finished up their war or something, took casualties during the war. I don't know what would have happened with them, but geez, you know, this would be so much easier if I was Catholic instead of Jewish. Because then I would have access to more mercenaries, and I could get a free 500 gold from borrowing money from the Jews and then expelling them. Obviously, being a Jewish ruler, I can't expel the Jews. And honestly, I wouldn't want to, but I'd kind of have to, because I need the money to hire mercenaries. You get it. You get it. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but I am Jewish, so expelling the Jews is not an option. Now, aside from that, okay, so I'd raise a large enough army to defeat the Irish Liberation Revolt, and then when I'm done, I'd immediately want to drop all my levies. Seriously, I never really pointed this out before. Look at that. We're gaining tons of unrest because we've raised vassal levies for too long. They need to pay for all those levies we've raised from them. And it's causing unrest amongst my vassals. And oh my god, is this entire episode just going to be me talking about strategy shit? Well, it might as well. I mean, I do have a free time slot on Friday that I need to fill up. I could temporarily stick in an extra episode of CK2 or something. I mean, that could work as an idea. Just an extra bonus episode? I don't know. There's a good chance that this episode will be uploaded sometime after that, and that the Friday day will just be empty. I'm talking too much about irrelevant stuff. Yeah, need to deal with this as soon as possible. It'll tick down once we drop these levies here. We can't do that yet. So yeah, raise a large enough army to beat these guys, then immediately drop all the levies, but hang on to the mercenaries long enough to suicide them against the Fraticellis, sap them of some strength. Because eventually the Fraticellis are going to invade us. It's almost guaranteed, so any option to weaken them, I want to take. And as far as the mercenaries go, they're mercenaries. They're not permanent troops, they're temporary. I'd lose them eventually anyway, so I couldn't give a rat's ass whether they lived or died, so long as I can defeat all the enemies that I need to defeat. So that's the plan. And after that, I guess I'd probably just ignore Scotland. I mean, the thing that sucks is I only needed 3 more provinces to actually found the Kingdom of Scotland. I should have invaded Strathclyde. And, you know, just something I wanted to mention about Strathclyde I never brought up before. The culture there is actually Welsh, not Scottish. See, Strathclyde here is actually something called the Old North. I forget what the Welsh word for it was for, but historically it was inhabited by, people who were basically identical to the Welsh. The Welsh considered them part of the same nation, and it kind of got conquered, divided between the Scottish and the English, and culturally replaced by them. But yeah, Ranald Clut actually is Welsh, and that's a real thing, a real historical thing. Yeah, I should have invaded Ranald Clut, then I could have founded my Kingdom of Scotland, get this ambition out of the way, which would have been really easy if not for the freak occurrence of these Fraticellis. I mean, what was the chance of them anyways? What's the revolt risk? There, where they rose up? None. Well, next to none. I just got really, really fucking unlucky. So anyways, that's the plan, and once we deal with these Irish, we're going to invade Ireland, because we need a bunch of strength. Oh my god, it actually has been a full episode and I haven't done anything. Well, you know what, I'm going to start the next episode pretty much right about now.